Hello, welcome to Aviation Scope. I am Chukwuemeka Obioma. This edition seeks to ascertain the benefits of setting up an aircraft leasing company in Nigeria. And with me to examine this issue here on the program is an aviation expert, Abiodun Adewuni. Abiodun Adewuni is an aviation business analyst with over 25 years of experience in the aviation industry. He has built a distinguished career in ground handling operations covering both cargo and passenger services. Abiodun, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're looking at benefits of aircraft leasing in Nigeria. You would recall that the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, actually hinted at the federal government's plan to establish an aircraft leasing company in Nigeria. Now, Keyamo disclosed this during the arrival ceremony of the first dry-leased aircraft by Air Peace at the Muritala Muhammed International Airport here in Lagos. Now, when fully operational, the firm will serve as a middle company between Nigerian operators and international lessors, as well as aircraft manufacturers. Now, the initiative, according to the minister, is expected to boost the Nigerian aviation industry through the availability of dry-leased aircraft, as well as enable local operators to compete more effectively with international airlines. Now, under the dry lease arrangement, Air Peace received a Boeing 737-700 aircraft, or 700 if you will. Now, I want you to make a sense of this. Just break it down so our viewers could actually make a sense of what the topic is about today. What is, a leasing company supposed to do in an aviation industry? What are the benefits of having having a leasing company in place within the industry?
All right. Oh, thank you very much. The benefits are enormous.
All right.
First and foremost, I'll need to congratulate the Honorable Minister, Festus Keyamo. He has practically brought in his legal expertise into the industry. It's a gap that has been there for a very long time, and for him to come and is able to identify that, I think we need to commend him for that. Is the right direction. Let me just take it one after the other. The leasing company that the government is establishing for the operators in the industry is long overdue. The reason is why I say it's long overdue, because the company is now going to take the responsibilities of being the guarantor.
Okay.
Don't forget, in the past, the industry is facing a lot of challenges in sourcing for aircraft for our space. And that is why you find a lot of operators we operate today. The next 1 year or 2 years, there are no more there. We have a lot. I don't need to mention names, which we all know. And it's really, really affecting our industry. And this is a country of over 200 million Nigerians that the market is there.
Okay.
So what government has looked right now is to say, okay, as it is, let's set up a company that will be interfacing with the aircraft manufacturers that or the leaser, because you have some people out there that want to lease the aircraft to our operators in Nigeria, but a lot of conditions are attached to it. And right now, the government has taken it upon themselves indirectly to now be the one that will interface with these manufacturers on behalf of the operators.
Okay.
And this is a boost for the industry, because As it is, you begin to see new fleets of aircraft that will be coming into the country.
Okay.
Ordinarily, the operators might not be able to get it on their own, because if they have to do it on their own, the cost is huge.
Yeah.
And a lot of operators are doing well. They need more fleets.
Okay.
And those ones that need that fleet, they don't have the resources. They don't have the backing. No banks is willing to invest in that industry like we have before. But right now, the establishment of the leasing company will be a kind of is a more like a trust guarantee that they are giving to the aircraft manufacturers. And this is a really is a boost. Is going to boost the industry. We're going to be seeing a lot of new fleets that will come into the country, and there's going to be that, which must also back by a good, effective regulatory monitoring, because that's our major problem in Nigeria. Which this time around, if this thing come into place, then the NCAA, the NAMA, and the rest, everybody must just be there to perform that oversight function to ensure that nothing must happen to this agreement, because it's an international agreement they are signing, and it's something that we all must give the support to. So I commend the Honorable Minister for this, for what he has done, and it's going to create a lot of jobs. So that there's no doubt about that.
Okay.
So it's good for the industry. Thank you.
All right. Well, you're welcome. We understand that this leasing business in the industry or sector is subdivided into two categories, or if you would like, is two-pronged. And one is that a dry lease, which is just a part of it, refers to an agreement where only the aircraft is provided by the lessor, while the lessee handles crew, insurance, as well as maintenance. Now, this differs from the more common wet lease, which includes, full operational support. And I'm asking, which would you recommend? Which do you think that airline operators would be capable enough to actually manage?
Yeah, it's good. Like I said, the whole arrangement is well thought of, and the dry lease is the best for today in Nigeria, because it will give the airlines operational control, good operational control. What they need is the aircraft. They will be the one to provide the maintenance. They will provide the crew and the insurance. That's just what they need.
Okay.
And it will, because
so we're talking about dry lease in this instance.
Yeah, a dry lease, yes. Because if you look at the wet lease, a lot of things are attached, and which does not really favor the industry, even the operators. Don't forget, our exchange, the transaction is in Naira. Naira's value is not as strong as like we have it before in the past. So if you have to go for a wet lease that you have to pay for the MRO in dollars, that is maintenance and overhauling that they're going to do, it's going to cost them a lot, even because presently everybody is talking about air ticket going up, but the cost of running the airline business is not cheap, and it is calculated in dollars. If they have to take the aircraft for D-check, they know how much they are paying in dollars, not in Naira. And we have a lot of issues to that. So right now, like I said, the dry lease is the best, because a lot of things are attached. They don't need to look for foreign crew. The
Okay.
crew are here. It's also going to open up other eco businesses for us
All right.
because you're going to have the training schools that are going to be there, and the market will be attractive for investors. Banks can finance with ease. A lot of things will go with. In fact, the logistics business is going to really jump up. I tell you today, to bring in an aircraft to Nigeria to ferry out exports in Nigeria today, not even the passengers alone, it costs a lot. And that is why most of our export driven businesses are not competitive abroad, because you will have spent larger part of it in the air freight. But when you have this type of arrangement, the aircraft is located in Nigeria, obviously we will be able to compete with other export that we're doing. That is for the cargo alone. You are not talking of the passengers as well. You have the aircraft, you have a lot of fleets here. Obviously, it's going to really help us. So for now, the dry lease is the best option because gradually it will help the operator to have to increase their fleets and make sure that they have the well competitive aircraft that can really match the market. Because as it is, what is the likes of the Emirates and the Turkish Airlines are doing? It's because of the aircraft that they are bringing. If we have the same opportunity, it will okay. Thank God for the airpiece. The airpiece is really making us proud. But I know that we have other airlines too that can make us proud in Nigeria. So the dry lease is good because it comes with a lot of opportunities. We are not outsourcing our jobs. The jobs is in Nigeria, and it will also increase more opportunities, and it's a catalyst for our economy, because you are looking at how the economy will be driven. It goes beyond just the aircraft. A lot of things. You're going to look at the job that is going to create. You're going to look at even the revenue to the aviation industry, because you're going to have a lot of the aircraft that will be on ground. And when you have a lot of aircraft on ground, then you're also going to have opportunities on the long run, the tickets will be cheaper. I know in the
Yeah,
past
I was coming to that. I was going to ask how this would translate to cheaper airfare for air travelers.
Yeah, when you have many aircraft on ground, it becomes a competition. And the airlines will use everything to attract the travelers. Right now, there are a lot of connectivities in Nigeria in Africa that are difficult, which Nigeria, as a hub of this particular business, it will enable us to have aircraft on ground to do that. I recall there was a time I was going to Malabo. It was not easy. I flew Camp Air to Douala, from Douala to this, and I even missed the presentation I went for, because there are a lot of things, there are a lot of challenges there. So it's going to really help connectivity with ease. It's going to drop our ticket. Domestic tickets, especially because it's not that easy to fly with the current rate if you compare it to the outside world. So I believe it's going to really help the industry. It will help the passenger, it will help the operators, and it will help the economy.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay. And with that line, we will go on a short break now. And when we return, Aviation Scoop continues. Please stay with us. Welcome back. You are still watching Aviation Scope on Voice of the People TV. We've been discussing about the benefits of leasing, aircraft leasing in Nigeria. And our guest has been Abiodun Adewuni, an aviation expert with over 25 years experience in the industry. Right, Abiodun, let's continue from where we left off. Now, how will the leasing company enable local operators to compete more effectively with international airlines? What are the key factors in achieving this goal? Let's just break it down for our common viewers to actually comprehend what we are talking about further.
Yeah, thank you very much. The benefits to helping the local operators, they are many, because one of the challenges our local operators are having is because they don't have the right fleet. The aircrafts that they are using, most of the aircrafts, there are no flying zone to some areas because of the capacity, or should I say, even the passengers themselves feel somehow, flying some aircraft, because we all know, I don't want to look as if I'm bringing our operators down, but you and I know the difference when we go out there to fly in even domestic flight, and we know what we have. But it's something that they've been struggling with. The major problem has to do with having the aircraft. And the moment the aircraft is provided, obviously, it will open more markets for them. Because they will be looking at having a regional operations and intercontinental operations as well. Don't forget, Nigeria is big. Everything in Nigeria is everything in Africa. So if we are able to have that institution that is really, really working to ensuring that our operators are getting what is needed for them in terms of the aircraft. The key success area that they need to put there into place. One, we must ensure that there is need to avoid political interferences, because that is one of our major problems in Nigeria.
That's a valid point you just raised.
Yeah, because a company or operator, the international airline, the aircraft manufacturers or the lessors giving you such much aircraft, the aircraft is not cheap. So they want a situation whereby everything that you have agreed is taken on. It's a business that is lucrative, but sometimes we try to apply some Nigeria lackadaisical attitude towards that. But if that is not part of our culture for this particular arrangement, I can assure you that it's going to really help us. And if the political interferences is not there, that will enable some cabal to now take control of the industry. That will be because we need to make sure that we have a level playing ground. There has to be a checklist for the operators. We don't want a situation whereby a particular operator is seeking an approval from the same company and is not getting it because it's not backed by a kind of a political influence. This is something that can really have a negative effect. But I trust that the Honorable Minister is a process person. But in every industry there is also cabal. But I just want him to watch out on that. Once that is sorted out, it's okay. We also need to make sure that the regulator, especially the NCA, make sure that they perform their oversight function.
Okay.
ensure that the maintenance and safety of the aircraft is also something that they must take as important, because this is this is a country backed, a kind of a guarantor, a sovereign guarantor entity that the industry, I mean the international business owners are looking at. So the moment that they ensure that the safety and the safety area and the maintenance is also there, yes, we are good to go. And finally, we also need to make sure that the needed funding, the needed support from the CBN and possibly Exim Bank is also available.
Yeah. Talking about funding, there has been this. The government has actually proposed, Aviation Development Bank. I don't know how feasible you consider that. There's been, this talk about government proposing Aviation Development Bank, ADB, as we know it. It is considered somewhat a potential solution to, these hurdles of, hurdles posed by, maintenance and competitiveness. For you to be competitive in the industry, that means you must, be on your A game, financially. So, how do you view this? What's your take on that?
Yes, with this project, I mean, with this establishment of this particular structure, we also need funding, like you said. So it's not out of place if we have what we call the Aviation Bank. It's very, very important. Look at the recent embarrassment we had to face with repatriations of profit of the international airlines, to the extent that it's affected their frequencies to Nigeria. A lot of passengers suffered because of the challenges and it also affected the diplomatic relationship between two countries. If we have these banks, it's going to help in a lot of ways. Like I said, the industry is not cheap. A lot of people want to invest in the industry, but because there is lack of structure, which the industry is coming up with through the ministry, I believe the Aviation Bank will play a critical role in ensuring that the needed funding for the business is achieved. And it's also going to help a lot of new investors into the industry, because in the past everybody see it as a high risk industry. It is, high risk. And right now, when you now have a government backing, apart from the government backing, you have international airlines, international leasers bringing in aircraft, just like we have it in Singapore and Ireland. What gives us the impression that Nigeria cannot be the hub of the West Africa for the leasing company?
All right.
That every leasing. So it's something that is needed, and we need the bank. And the bank can work with our local bank and the Exim Bank. A lot of opportunities are going to be there. So, like I said, what the industry, the new company is going to achieve is beyond just the aircraft leasing. It is going to enable the economy in a lot of areas. Is it tourism? You will begin to see a lot of promos on the long run, because a lot of people will come into the business, and a lot of things that they used to, the airline used to compete
All right.
They
Thank
use
you.
the service. They use the service to compete. They
Thank you
also
very much,
use
sir.
price.
Thank you, Abiodun. I know you have so much to say on this particular topic, on this edition of the program, but my producer has just signaled me that we have run out of time.
Okay.
So it's been wonderful discussing this with you, Abiodun Adewuni. Thank you very much for your insightful contribution.
Thank you very much. I look forward to having other conversations in the industry with you
All
as
right.
time goes on.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We have come to the end of this week's edition of Aviation Scope. Keep a date with us again, same time next week. I am Chukwuemeka Obioma. Thank you for watching.